If you've done everything and your Google Business Profile is still not ranking, try these 5 insanely effective tips that most local businesses never use. They're all tried and tested tips, and you'll definitely see some improvement in your rankings. So, starting with tip number 1, adding your services as products inside your Google Business Profile. This one's super simple local SEO hack, and yet almost nobody talks about it, but it works insanely well. Now, you might be thinking, I've already added my services in the services section, so why add them again as products? Well, here's why. The product section gets way more visibility when someone opens your Google Business Profile. And from a customer's point of view, this is a total game changer. When someone clicks on your profile and sees your services displayed as products with good photos, clear titles, and short descriptions, you instantly look more professional, more organized, and way more trustworthy. It makes it ridiculously easy for them to understand what you offer. And when they click into a product page that explains exactly what they need, they feel like you specialize in that problem, and that's a huge trust signal. And from Google's point of view, this acts as a powerful relevance signal. When you add your services as products, your Google Business Profile naturally gets more engagement. And every time Google sees a profile that's more complete, more detailed, and gets consistent interaction, it rewards it with higher visibility in local search and Google Maps. And if you pay attention, most of the Google Business Profiles ranking in the top 3 in your city are already doing this. So if you haven't done it yet, make sure to add this to your to-do list. All right, that was tip number 1, and trust me, these get even better. Let's jump straight into the next one. Tip number 2, changing your category with the season. All right, this one is sneaky, but insanely effective. Most local businesses set their Google Business Profile category once and never touch it again. But here's the truth. Different seasons equal different demand, and different demand equals different keywords and categories. Google ranks businesses based on relevance to what people are searching right now, not what they searched 6 months ago. So if your category stays the same all year, you're missing out on seasonal rankings. For example, if you're a landscaping company, people search for lawn care and yard maintenance in the summer, so your primary category should be lawn care service. But in winter, especially in snowy areas, people search for snow removal and ice management. Switch your category to snow removal service and you instantly become more relevant. Similarly, for HVAC companies in summer, use air conditioning repair service, and in winter, switch to furnace repair service. By matching your category to what people are searching right now, Google sees you as the most relevant option and boosts your visibility. Now you might be thinking, there's got to be some downsides to this, right? And yes, there can be a few downsides to switching your category. Well, if you change it every week or try to game Google's system, it can trigger strict verification check. But if you switch it a few times a year for seasonal relevance, you're totally safe. You might see small ranking fluctuations for a few days, but overall, you'll get boosted for what people actually search in that season. Just don't switch to categories that don't match your business, and you'll be fine. All right, let's jump to the next one. Tip number 3. Adding an address to your Google Business Profile. All right, here's the deal. If you're running a service area business and your Google Business Profile has no visible address, this part might sting a little, because the truth is Google loves businesses with a real verifiable address, not because it hates service area businesses, but because an address gives Google geographical certainty. It tells Google exactly where you're based, which makes it way easier for them to confidently rank you inside that area. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine 2 plumbers. One shows a full address on Google Maps, the other hides the address and only lists service areas. Even if the service area plumber has more reviews, more photos, and better rankings, Google will still usually trust the business with the address more, because it's a fixed verified location. Why? Because Google wants to avoid sending users to ghost locations. When they see an address, Google goes, perfect, I know exactly where this business is located. I can confidently show it to searchers nearby. So the same thing happened with one of my clients. We worked with a handyman who had amazing reviews, solid work, everything dialed in, but he wasn't even in the top 10. So we suggested switching his SAB listing to a physical address since he didn't have a real workspace. And 1 month later, he's ranking in the top 5, ready to compete with other businesses. So here's the bottom line. If your business can legally show an address, do it. This one change alone can boost your rankings more than 10 smaller optimizations combined. Okay, moving on to tip number 4, creating citations for multiple locations. All right, this one blows my mind because so many multi-location businesses mess this up. If you've got multiple locations, most businesses only build citations for their main location, and then they wonder why other branches don't rank. But here's the deal. Each location is a separate entity in Google's eyes. Each one has a different address, a different service area, and a different phone number. So Google expects each location to have its own set of citations, not share the same ones. If you don't build citations for other locations, it's basically like telling Google, hey, I have 5 locations, but only one of them really exists. And guess what? Google believes you. And only the main one ranks. So here's what you should do. Create citations for every single location. Keep each location's address and phone number unique. Don't repeat the same phone number, and make sure each location has its own landing page, and keep all listings consistent across directories. Once you do this, Google suddenly goes, oh, these aren't sub-branches, these are real verified locations. And when Google trusts your location separately, your rankings shoot up. Don't sleep on this. Citations are still a massive trust signal for Google. All right, final tip, tip number 5. Adding real photos consistently and deleting all stock images. All right, this last one is underrated and weird, but insanely powerful. Most local businesses upload their photos to Google Business Profile once, usually when they first create it, and then they forget about it. They post their work on Instagram or Facebook, but they never upload those same photos to their Google Business Profile. And this is a huge mistake. Google loves seeing fresh, real-world photos. And when you add real photos every month, it signals that your business is active, doing real jobs, and not a dormant fake listing. So here's what you should do. Upload new photos every single month. Show your work, your team, job sites, before and after shots, and this alone can help improve your rankings. Now, one more thing I would like to explain about images. So here's the thing. You need to remove all the stock images from your Google Business Profile right now because it's hurting your ranking. Let me tell you a quick story. One of my clients had amazing reviews, perfect optimization, and everything was great. But he was stuck in the rankings. Nothing was moving. When we checked his GBP, we found a few stock photos he uploaded during setup. We reverse searched them, and guess what? Those same images were being used by dozens of other businesses and random websites. Google sees that and thinks, this business might not be legit. So we deleted those stock images from both his GBP and his website. A few weeks later, his rankings finally started climbing again. It sounds crazy, but trust me, Google is smart enough to detect those stock photos, and they absolutely hurt your trust and visibility. So if you've got any stock images on your GBP or your website, delete them ASAP. And that's it. Those are 5 insanely effective local SEO tips that actually move the needle. If you apply even 2 or 3 of these, your Google Business Profile will start showing signs of life within weeks. If you want more no-fluff local SEO strategies, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and drop your questions in the comments. I reply to everyone. See you in the next one.